Yo guys. Alright. Everything seems to work. Sweet. I see first thing I read is Pinkowich got his SEKORA t-shirt in. That's cool. Who else we got in the stream? We got Kessel. How's it going? Diki. Or should I say was it Mayner? Yeah. Double Monsieur, Jensen, Adam, Mixwarp. How's it going, guys? Epicure. Do I say that correctly? Epicure? Yeah. I gotta say, I'm Rebel Sleep as well. How's it going? I've been a bit sick this week, so you can still hear it a little bit in my voice. I definitely I heard it when I listened back to the SEKORA radio episode that came out last Friday. You can definitely hear that I'm sick when I'm speaking on the mic there. So if you haven't checked it already, you can have a good laugh on the latest episode. All right, let's see what else we got in the chat. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's just it's been everyone I talked to has been a bit sick. It's not like crazy, but just, you know, it's annoying. Yeah, more reason to stay at home, right? So that's actually something that I'm very happy about, that I'm actually in the studio making music on these bad boys as well. Funny thing, like today I messaged Jules. I saw his Instagram story, Bound to Divide, about comparing Serum to Diva, and the answers in the comments. I think he's gonna give the answer tomorrow on his Instagram, but it was so similar, and I already had, like, in my mind, I actually, like, the first thing I thought that I commented, I'm not gonna say what the right answer is because I don't want to spoil it, but oh fuck yeah, if I say it now, then you guys can actually check. No, okay. Well, I had something in mind, and it turned out that I messaged Jules, like, the right answer, and it turned out I was wrong. But I had an intuition that at first I was right, and then I was wrong. But yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway, that really got me thinking, because I use Diva a lot now. I used to use Serum before that most of the time, because it's just very easy to work with. But now I, gotten to understand how Diva works. Yeah, now that I understand how Diva works a bit more, then I tend to use that a lot more also to make sounds myself. Yeah, Serum is still one of the easiest to use, and you can just use the analog waveforms, and it sounds very close to Diva. And in certain sounds you can't even really distinguish which is which. You can hear it in sustained notes. So when you play like sustained chords or bass lines, especially bass lines, if you play that on Diva, then you can hear it's like it has a fuller sound, and it also has this randomness to it. And if you really want to take it a step further, that's when you have synths like this bad boy right here, because every note you play is never going to be exactly the same as the previous one. So you tend to just record the audio files and you just work with that, but it sounds, I don't know, there's just something about it. It just sounds warmer for some reason. It could also be how to say, like a placebo effect. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, it's an expensive synth compared to software synths, and I do tend to use Diva most of the time still. But yeah, it's I don't know. It was a lot of money, but still. Talking about money, I think is this Friday, Black Friday is coming up. I actually completely forgot about it. I wasn't even, like, aware, but I did find some plugins that I didn't have yet, that I probably want to get. So yeah, do you guys have any recommendations of what you're getting this Friday? Is there anything that you guys still want to get? Well, t- honestly, I think Serum is probably more versatile than Diva is, but Diva just has a certain sound to it that makes it just sound nicer in general, in our type of music. I think that's what it is. Because in Serum you can actually do FM to a certain extent. I mean, you can only use one oscillator with FM, but you cannot do that in Diva. Yeah, Portal's a good one. Definitely recommend Portal. I mean, it's a pricey plugin, but I have it and I use it on all my projects. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. Portal, okay. See a lot of people Portal. If you do get it though, I have shameless self promo, but I have a link in my, I think it's in the description. I'm not sure of this video, but it's in the description of most of my videos. Oh yeah, there you go. It actually is. So it's in the description of the video. And if you do buy anything, I mean, I personally buy everything through Plugin Boutique, because it's basically the same price as when you buy it on the regular site, but you get credits for your next purchase, and you also get free plugins. So they're probably going to update this month's free plugins in a couple days. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you want, you can use my link. It's in the description. I think you get even more of a discount, but it also supports the channel because I get a commission of all the sales, so it does help. Yeah, so for me, I have Track Spacer on my list. I might get it. I've actually been looking into the difference between Track Spacer and Soothe. I have Soothe 2, which is an amazing plugin. I use it on all my productions. And apparently you can do something similar with Soothe. Like, I've read some forum discussions where they compared Soothe to Track Spacer, and they basically said that Track Spacer is a more all-round, like, ducking plugin, sidechaining plugin, compared to Soothe 2, which is more specific. Like, it really cuts into the it's very detailed, but it's also heavier on your CPU, I think. So Track Spacer, Soothe can do the same thing that Track Spacer does, just in a little bit of a different way. Yeah, I don't know. I think like Track Spacer is like a simplified version of it. I even see people using it as a sidechain, like for their bass and kick and bass. Yeah, I wouldn't do that though. I actually, as for sidechaining, and I use was it kick space? No, kick. What's it called? Hold on, I actually got my Ableton open here. Where's that bad boy? Too much stuff in here. Oh yeah, Kickstart. So, I mean, I also have what's that other one called? The Shaper box. But I find it kind of annoying to use. I don't know what it is. It's just like not for me. Even though I paid for it. Yeah, I use Kickstart. And the thing is, it's like they didn't update with the second version, so they made it a lot nicer now. Because as you can, you cannot see it, but in the bottom, next to, actually, let me oh my god, let me do this. Okay, so here you can now sidechain to, let's say, to my kick, and if I then start playing this. But then start if I start playing this and where was it here? So like that's really nice. So you see the audio coming in, and you can put it on sync or you can put it on audio. So let's say you don't have a 4 to the floor, you can just put it on audio. Or if you do want to have sidechain, but then also when the kick is not playing, so you get that really like that ducking effect. But the nice thing is, so if I now don't have a bass line playing, I can just drag it and you can see exactly where your bass line comes back in. And it makes it a lot easier to get that perfect sounding, you know, kick and bass combination. So yeah, there's also something, so because I'm actually like, you know, producing quite a lot again, there was this thing, no, we can go into that later. I just want to go into some tracks as well. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Like, what do you, if there's anything you want to see, or I feel a bit less inspired today, so either we just go to the tracks, which is like only 5 of them, I think, or I can just show you a bunch of stuff. I don't really want to show tracks I've been working on right now, because I'm not sure, like project I'm just working on, I'm not sure if they're ever gonna come out. So I don't just want to throw that on a stream. Okay, we got 7 now, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, 7 tracks. Yeah, let's just go into some music. We can talk about plugins later, but yeah, the kickstart is actually really nice. It's fairly cheap as well. Yeah, track spacer, I might get it. Actually, I made a small wish list. Addictive keys, whoa. It's funny how you go to the homepage, you just get spammed with like, oh, sale everywhere. So I think also with I think this is the one they're giving away. We're giving away with the winners of the remix competition. And yeah, and then the runner-up, they get RC20. And what was it? I think it was Addictive Keys. I think this is also included in one of the packs of the winners. But yeah, I haven't used this myself before, but I do have the RC20, which is really nice. Yeah, so my wish list, I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy all of them, because this is already like, what is this, 300 euros? I mean, for software, but okay. I did want to look into this one, the Infinite by Toolroom. So now I just use an RC20 to create some sort of effect like that, and then just use the dry wet to sort of, you know, make things bigger, or I automate the sends that I have. So I have a bunch of sends or return tracks, big verb, room reverb, fat verb, there's a long tape delay, stuff like that. But yeah, apparently this one has it all included. It's sort of like the hands in the air thing from Data Life, which I haven't used, but sort of similar. So I might get it, I'm not sure. I'm actually, you know, I'm actually in touch with the guys from Toolroom, so maybe they'll sponsor me one, I don't know. I found this one, Hand Clap Studio, because the guys from Disclosure were using it, so I might get it, I don't know. Also been waiting for Scalar 2 to go even cheaper. It's like nice if you don't have any inspiration or you don't know what chords to make. Saturn, I have Saturn 1, so this would be an upgrade probably. And then I read about this one, the Tube Tech compressor collection. So apparently this is a very popular piece of hardware or gear with vocalists. And yeah, I mean, like, they use the original one obviously, but apparently this one's also really nice. And I'm not sure because I recently bought a new Apollo Twin, like the Universal Audio one, and there's two plugins that I want to get. One is like a preamp, like a 1073 preamp that a lot of vocalists use, which I can also use for the stream because it's, you know, it's like latency free within the audio interface, so it actually has benefit for multiple uses. And I could also get the UAD version of this Tube Tech thing, but the problem with it is like I've read that there's a bunch of bugs with that version, and this is the version by Softube, which is officially endorsed. And I'm not sure that if you buy the Softube version that you also get the UAD version, because I saw some people using UAD and then in combination with Softube. I don't know, but yeah, I might get this one. I mean, there's multiple old school compressors that work really well. But yeah, that's basically it for me. I mean, I have most of the stuff already anyway. I don't really need these things to make music, but yeah, it's still nice, you know, to get some new gear and everything. Okay, yeah, I actually I have Cthulhu, so I might update that bad boy again, start using it. Actually, the thing, like, for you guys, if you use Ableton, probably the best piece of gear you can get is the Ableton Push 2. That's just, in my opinion, the best piece of gear that complements your software. So is a Push 2. I mean, I don't have it here, but I mean, like, I have it here, but I cannot show you on camera. It's like right next to me. But yeah, this thing is just next level. And I don't know if they have a Black Friday sale on this, but yeah, for everyone using Ableton, this thing is amazing. Yeah, I've been using this for years. Because the nicest thing is that it automatically maps to all the parameters that you're using at the moment. For gigs, I heard that it's not the best because it's very heavy, so people don't really like to use like taking this around. But there's also the Novation launch key, I think. No, launch pad. Yes, the Launchpad X. I think, yeah, this is the one I also have. So this is a smaller version of, and it's also a lot cheaper, of the sort of the Ableton Push. But the nicest feature that this thing has is that you can play chords or triads by, because you can set it to a certain key. So you can say, okay, I'm playing in A minor, for example, and then if you put in the right mode, then you can basically get all the right key, the right notes in that scale on your touchpad or on your launch pad. So the same way it works on Ableton Push, you also have something similar with the launch pad. And I have this one as well, so I use this one when I travel, because it's super light. It's easy to take with you, whereas the Push is just heavy, so I just leave that in the studio. But yeah, this thing, it's because it lets you write melodies and chords in a completely different way, and I don't know, it's just a lot nicer, to be honest. I'm just gonna put my phone on do not disturb because people are calling me. Be gone. All right, yeah, enough selling everyone else's products. Let's go listen to some music. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I saw that there's like another, so that's 8. I'm gonna accept one more demo after Rebel's sleep, so whoever comes after him, I can still get it in if it's within the like 10 minutes. Otherwise, calling it a day. Okay, there we go. Because you already have 8 demos, I believe. Just put this right there. There we go. All right, we got eggplant over here. I also saw you posting with your SEKORA shirt, I believe. That's nice. Nice. I like this a lot.
Just tell me now.
A Cthulhu pack for $20. 6 packs for $20. Interesting. Find this. This is really nice. It's I think it's probably your best track so far. Vocals is nice, they add to the song. Melodies are good. It has something catchy, memorable about it.
Just say how you feel. Just tell me now.
I would do that lead a bit louder in the mix. Make it a bit more present.
Just say how you
Because
feel.
like this thing here, it's like this catchy hook that you have, but it's really quiet in your mix. You can also have some automation where you open up like a filter. I think what would be nice, if I'm not sure where you in which synth you've made this patch, but let's say it's a diva, or it doesn't really matter which one, but you can add a white noise to it, and I think, and then opening up that cutoff. Yeah, so if it's in diva, then you probably know how to add white noise, right? I mean, open it up here. My faves. Diva's my fave. There you go. Just go here, let's just add like a little bit, just only like 25. Because then if you open up your cutoff, it also starts allowing that white noise through. Just like very subtle, but it just gives it, I think, a fuller sound. And if you automate that cutoff in the in your break, so right here, and when it comes in, you know, and then you have that white noise coming through a little bit as well when you're opening up that cutoff. Yeah, I think that could be nice. And I think here though, it's still a bit empty. I think you can play around with that synth, that hook, that catchy synth that you have. Maybe do something around here with that as well. You can use that phrase, or you can make some sort of a counter melody that's unique in this part. What I tend to do with all my productions is in a breakdown, because I want to have memorable breakdowns. I don't just want to have a breakdown just to throw in a breakdown and be like, yes, but everyone does it like this, so I have to have a breakdown and it needs to be quiet here and then it needs to fill in chords, etc. I want to have something unique in the breakdown. So with all my songs, you can probably find something in the breakdown that's unique, and that you can only hear in this first part of the breakdown. Whether this be some sort of effect sound, whether this be a little riff that's unique to this part or something like that. And it gives this idea. The reason that I do this is that you create a sound that is, if people want to hear that particular sound or riff or part again, they're gonna have to listen to the song again. So whereas with a lot of sound like ARPs, for example, you can play those throughout the entire track as long as you automate the cutoff enough. But yeah, then having something unique, because I feel like this is still a bit empty, so you can still add some stuff in there. Don't overdo it, of course, but you probably know what I mean. And then yeah, play around with that lead, but make it more out there as well, more in the mix, like higher volume. I think also with a sound like that, having some tape saturation or something like a fancy plugin on there as well to like really make the sound stand out, So what I tend to do, I use a Kramer tape a lot for that type of stuff. If you have a Diva and a Kramer tape on there as well, so that's this one, and then you have just like, especially the Flux, the wow, Flutter, and Flux. If you then play leads, they glitch out a little bit, but it's just like really, really subtle, and it also gives it a sort of grainy texture, like something about it in the high ends, and it also cuts the highs a little, so it adds it fills the spectrum a bit more, gives them some resonance, but then also takes away some of the highs that gives it a more analog feeling. So I think using something like this, like a tape saturation or just a tape plugin combined with Diva, can really take your sounds to the next level. So every time I have a sound like a hook or a lead or something that's in the foreground that I want to make sound special, then I tend to use something like a Kramer tape on there. And that's I mean, these type of plugins, especially now Black Friday, you can get them for super cheap. So I have that's actually like I have a bunch of plugins from Waves. Whether you like Waves or not, I think some of them are just really nice. So the H delay is something I can really recommend. It's like I use this as a fancy delay. I tend to always use the Ableton stock delay, but if you want something fancy, then I use H delay. This is a must-have in my opinion. This is the SSL compressor from Waves. I use that in buses a lot, but also especially with mastering. Vitamin I use with mastering. It's a nice one. So there's a saturation plugin as well. The Maserati GTI, also really nice for leads. You can use that as well on leads. J37, I tend to use this one on vocals. It's also like a tape delay plugin, but I feel like if you want to get that sort of randomized tape sound, then the Kramer tape is better. The J37 just makes it sound a bit more analog, gives it a bit more of an analog feel, in my opinion. The de-esser, I don't really use that anymore since I have Soothe. And this is another compressor plugin, which is like a nice old school analog Stupid demos. This is the one I'm probably gonna buy. Let me. I just updated this, so now it all of a sudden has everything sorted in a different way. Yeah, the pool tech. So this one. You can also get this one in as a Waves version. So I have the UAD version because I think it sounds better, and it's included in my pack. But if you don't have, oh, is it lagging? Yeah, that could be because I'm loading up too much stuff. Hold on, let me just delete this. But yeah, this is a good one. Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I think what happened is the UAD. I've been having some issues with it lately. Actually, it sometimes just crashes my Ableton, because now it's the audio engine is gone. So yeah, that happens sometimes. Let me check preferences. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this one right here, there's also a Waves version of this. So if you don't have UAD or whatever, that's fine. There's a Waves version of this that's also pretty good. And this thing, for some reason, just gives your tracks extra warmth. So you can definitely, those are probably the ones I recommend from Waves if you're planning on getting those. I mean, you can get them for super cheap now. So yeah, I'm gonna delete those again though, because it's just taking too much stuff. All right, but yeah, the track, everything else is really nice. So I do think this is your best one yet, and if you finish it up nicely, also with the feedback I just given you, maybe work on it a little bit more. Definitely send it in as a demo, because I'm seriously considering this.
Just tell me now.
Man, it's already stuck in my head. It's nice. I like it. Good job, good job. Good vibes. All right. Next one is Maynard Dickey. It feels like you're not fully committed to the new name yet, are you? You still have your Dickey account, but then you call it Maynard, so what's up, my man? You gonna make the switch? Creating a new one. New account, you mean, or? It's really nice. Okay, so this point, this transition here, I feel like you could add some drums, something else, like some extra shaker on top, maybe some percussive elements, something else, something in the drums needs to change. I hear this quite often with the demos that you guys are sending. I know it's melodic house, and this is the type of music that we make, and everything is so, focused on the melodies and harmonies and all those beautiful sounds, that some of you tend to forget that also the drums need to progress sometimes. You cannot just have the same drum loop throughout the entire track. That, like, none of the well-known professional melodic house tracks have. I'm pretty sure most of them don't have a constant, never evolving drum loop throughout the entire track. So I think that's something you can add in here. Add something extra to your drums. Everything else is really nice. Yeah, and I also feel like this transition, you could build a bit more towards it. So there's no tension building up, like, okay, it just, I'm getting into it, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, it's gone. So either make it a bit longer or build towards that transition. I feel like it could be a bit longer, and you can then use that extra time to create a bridge that goes into this section here. Because now you have quite a large breakdown compared to a relatively short drop. And then if you're worried that your drop might get boring, don't worry about that, because that's why you use adding synths, automation, and drums to the loop. So it keeps on progressing throughout the drop, and that's what makes it not boring. So I think this can definitely be a bit longer. Yeah, it's catchy tune, definitely has all the right elements. I just feel like it needs to be filled out a bit more in the details, and also a bit more in the progression of the song itself throughout the entire arrangement. But yeah, I think if you can get that handled, I'm also would consider this for the label, to be honest. So that's already 2 for 2, boys. Let's go into the next one, Mix Warp. Organic Afro House. All right, let's see. Is that you on the djembe, Mix Warp? On the bongos? Maybe I can get a jam session in here as well. I suck at this. This is good. It's really good, man. Maybe this is the switch that you needed. I'm definitely feeling this a lot more than some of your previous work. Oh yeah, I was also thinking, now that we're listening to Mixwarp and he's been an active member of the community, I am actually expanding the SEKORA team. But I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk about it after this track. Yeah, it's a nice tune. Definitely has you've progressed a lot in your sound, and also the professionalism. How to say that word? Is that even a word? I don't know. It sounds more professional, and I can definitely hear that you're improving a lot. So a really nice job on this one, man. What I would look at though, and this is something that it's very hard because you can't really hear it, but you feel it. And what I'm feeling here is that I'm missing some humanization in the drums and in the feeling of the track. So I think there was also discussion going on in the Discord about grooves. So using the same grooves to all your elements, making sure that you have randomized notes or randomized hi-hats, for example. That if you have a hi-hat playing, I mean it's quite easy to set up because you have randomization features. So let's say I do Okay, there we go. That should work. Yeah, I don't know. So that's the thing. I've been having issues with this Apollo. It's quite annoying. I think it should have the sound should be back now. Yeah, but the thing I wanted to there we go. The thing I wanted to make clear is that I sort of feel that there's not a lot of randomization or humanization going in there. And that's the thing with especially this type of music or sound, that sort of everything needs to be random. The more random you can make it, the better. If you have a shaker laying around, a simple egg shaker like this, you know, just record it yourself. Especially with this type of music, you know, you can get like a really good loop that works for your track, but then be like, stuff like that. And it'll instantly give it, and you just put that in the background, and it instantly gives it more of a human touch and feeling instead of having static drums. And I mean, it's hard to tell if you're actually already doing this in your productions, in your drums. But if you were to implement that, I think it gives it a whole new like layer to your tracks once you start digging a bit more into that randomization process of the tracks. And also trying to build on the drums a little, like having some fills, but you already have that, so that's great. But maybe doing some extra perks that are only coming, that are only playing now and then, so not too much. Having some extra things going on there. But other than that, I feel like this is probably your best track to date. So I'm really just nitpicking the details here. The sounds, they make sense. It's catchy. I like that bass line. Bass line is groovy. Also a good kick. It's not too punchy, but no, just punchy enough. So yeah, solid foundation. I just think you just need to polish it up, work on the details, automate those drums a bit more. Try to get the drums into the same groove so everything sort of works together. And I feel like then we can definitely talk further. You might get close to being release worthy, I guess. So I would consider that a 2.5 for 3 or 3 for 3. I don't know. What do you guys think? 3 for 3? All right, we'll count it as a 3 for 3. Yeah, let's start a movement. Get Mix signed. All right, next up we have Manu. Oh wait, before we go into, no, I'll talk about after this one then. I wanted to talk about the plans for SEKORA. The mix. Cool. Okay, we're gonna Rebel Sleep is gonna be the last one for today. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so after this one we have 4 more. That's good. I feel like, even though it's an intro, it could still progress a little bit more. Because I mean, I would do the bass line probably at 30 seconds. So you just have 30 seconds of beats. Yeah, again, just nitpicking here, but you can have some more memorable things going on in your intro as long as it's not conflicting. So when it comes to a good intro, I was actually thinking about this because, you know, why do you have an intro in your tracks? It's because of DJ mixes, right? Because this part here is what people hear combined with other songs. So I want to share some thoughts about intros and what makes a good DJ intro, basically, because you also don't want to have like a big progression going on, because then it would clash with the outro of the other song that you're mixing in. And we've probably all had that, where you're trying to mix in a track and it's like way too full in the intro, and then you're mixing that with the outro of another song, which is also really way too full, and it just sounds horrible. And it's not a smooth mix at all. It's just like, you know, it's like an EDM mix almost, where they swap out tracks and they just go from breakdown to drop to breakdown to drop. But yeah, that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to, you know, make smooth music that has like a nice transition, especially when you're DJing it. And this is nothing towards this song, right? I just wanted to say this in general, that it's not bad to have like a sort of boring DJ intro or mix, as long as, I would say, the first 30 seconds don't have any progressions. So no progressing notes or like bass lines that go from high to low to whatever. So no melodic progressions in that sense. Also no heavy melodies. You can do like snippets of a melody or like certain notes of a melody, like a shortened version. ARPs are okay, because ARPs are usually, you know, they use ARPs as like a foundation that you can build progressions around. So as long as the ARP isn't changing, like the notes aren't changing as much, it's just one little ARP, that's usually fine. And then the drums are the most important, I guess, because those are the ones that sort of start grooving with the outro of the song that's already playing. So look at the first 30 seconds to 1 minute to progressing your drums, adding more elements, starting with a low cut kick and then introducing a full kick, for example, that type of stuff. Personally, when I'm DJing, I would always the track that's coming in, I would always turn down the low end on the mixer on the DJ set, and then at some point like switch it around, so you cut out the low end on the outro song and then you open up the intro song. So you technically already do it yourself, but you can also do something like that in the intro as well, and then just start progressing. So start progressing with the drums, etc. And then towards the second part of the intro, that's where you start introducing sounds that are coming in the break or in the drop. So let's say you have a full melody in your breakdown, then you take one note or a certain part of that melody or sound or whatever and put that in your intro, so people can still recognize it, or an ARP that's coming in, they can recognize it, but it's not clashing with other like progressions or melodies from a song that's outroing. So I think if you take that into consideration and then listen to your favorite tracks, then you'll know exactly what I mean. And in this case, it's very minimal, so that's great. Only thing I would like to have some sounds being introduced around this part that are also somewhere around here. Yeah. So that sound that just came in here could have been here as well. Yeah, it's a nice and minimal track, like you said. I do. Yeah, I'd like to see like a bit more progression in there as well, though. You're putting stuff in, taking stuff out. Even with minimal tracks, there's always something going on. Especially with minimal tracks, there's a lot of automation and randomization going. Otherwise, you couldn't hear the same loop for 4 minutes straight. So I really like the mood. There's cool sounds in there. Beats are pretty good as well. But yeah, I would look into more of the details in this track. Yeah, so like the melodic elements are like nicely progressing, opening up, going out, coming back in, etc. But the drum loop itself is just completely static throughout the entire track. So yeah, put some more detail in your drums, I would say. I think that's what this track kind of needs. And maybe some automations on that pad sound, opening up, closing it down, stuff like that. So a lot of, especially with minimal tracks, a lot of automation, a lot of randomization. That's really the key, I would say, to making a good track in this type of genre. But you got the foundation is there. I think the sounds are there, so nothing sounds like weird or very off. So everything sounds like they belong together. Now it's just a matter of more experience and just putting in the time to really polish it up. That can definitely take your track to the next level. So yeah, thanks for sending that one in. Let's go into the next one. So I'm gonna load this up, but before we go into Pinkowitch, Dope As Tarantula version 1.13. I always wonder where the first 13 versions went, though. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about, first I'm curious to what you guys been up to with the remix competition. I think I saw a couple in the Discord server, people posting there as well, and I heard that also a bunch of people were posting it on either YouTube or SoundCloud. So it's cool that it's going on, it's living up, and yeah, I really like that. So I'm curious what you guys been up to. How do you like working on it? Anything you learned from it, or just the whole process of what's going on, basically. Yeah, and it's performing quite nicely as well. Let me go check that. Leo. Well, there you go. Fights for us. Yeah, it's performing pretty all right. Died out a little bit, but we'll get that back. Let's see who's playing it most. Germany, United States. Yeah, it's a good track. It's already 150k. I might have to slow him down a little, otherwise I'm actually gonna have to send my synthesizer to him all the way to Brazil. Yeah, the thing is, guys, usually with a remix, the easier or the more simplified that you stay to the original, it usually comes by itself. And if you can't figure it out, I mean, you can't force it, you can just keep on hammering on it. But most of the time, the best remixes, they come from sitting down and you just instantly feel the original. that's what I had with the remixes I've made, where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. I just go into the studio, load up the vocals and the chords or whatnot, and then, you know, it either comes to you or it doesn't. And I've also had remixes where I worked on and I was just like, I liked it. I liked the original, but just really not feeling this one. So, and then it just doesn't happen for some reason. Same, yeah, just, I don't know. That's just me though. That's how I find this whole thing. So yeah, but yeah, this one, I mean, the vocals are great, and since it's like a track that's so heavily on the melody, if you can just write a different melody to this track, you can probably keep the same chords, keep some of the same sounds. I would, you know, use your own standard go-to kick, work with that a little, change the drums a little. You really don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to remix, because most of the songwriting has already been done for you. So all you need to do is just give it your little twist, and you're probably good to go. I mean, that's how. If you look at the video of Jules, Bound to Divide, how he remixed Scent of Wood, that was a track that he did in one night, just one sitting, one go, and it was already like done, because he used a lot of the elements that were provided in the remix pack and just put his own sound and twist to it, and then it was basically already finished. So yeah. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we go into the next demo is we're actually expanding the SEKORA team. So it's something that I'm writing up right now. We're actually looking for a junior A&R to expand the label. The thing is, Greg is our A&R and label manager right now, and yeah, I just noticed that we're already like really busy with the demos that we're getting, and I feel like we can definitely benefit from having another like pair of fresh ears on the label. So it is sort of a junior A&R / internship position. It's not a lot of hours per week, but it's more, we're looking for someone that is enthusiastic about the genre, that really like feels the thing that we're trying to do with SEKORA, like the community that we're trying to build, and wants to look and discover new music, basically. Look for and discover new music, and you know, likes working with artists and all that good stuff that comes with it. So that's one. And then I'm also looking for a multimedia intern. So that is someone that can, you know, has some knowledge of video editing and maybe also a little bit of audio, but mostly video editing for social media, for cover arts, maybe some animation work in the future as well, if that would be a plus. But you know, the basic stuff like working with Final Cut Pro, that's something that we're actually looking at, and yeah, we're looking for an intern to do that. Also maybe someone that's good with Photoshop, knows how to create some stuff, design some stuff, basically a creative person that wants to work in music. And yeah, so those are two positions that are coming up. The reason I'm doing this is because I just noticed that we're growing quite fast as a label, and we just basically need more people on the team to expand and get more releases out. I also want to focus a bit more on club music now that, you know, festivals and clubs are really a thing again. I'm also working on a whole bunch of tracks myself, so the amount of releases that we're going to be putting out is most likely going to increase. My goal for next year would be to have 2 releases every week. One of them would be a more chill out track, and the other would be a more club track or a remix. So we're going to be doing more remixes. And yeah, and I also want to build more of a steady artist roster. So now I noticed that we also have a whole bunch of artists that just sign 1 track with us, or maybe 2, and then they're off to the next label. So I want to turn that down a little. I want to like really offer more yeah, just put more energy into artists that release on a regular basis with us. So that's something that I'm also working towards. So now we're just scouting artists that want to do that, and you know, I'm looking for ways to actually reward artists that are more involved with our label, and do that like in a combination of more gigs, more support, all that goodness. And yeah, we don't have like exclusive contracts. That's something that I'm not really considering for now. But I just want to offer certain artists as a sort of reward for releasing multiple tracks with us, and continuing to release on a steady basis with SEKORA, and especially sending demos to us first. That's something that I appreciate a lot, because, you know, I'm not oblivious. I know people will go label shopping. That's just how the world works, you know, and if one label declines it, then you send it to another. But there's just something about it when people send it to you first. So that's also always something that I appreciate. And yeah, I mean, there's multiple ways that you can figure out if people have sent it to others before. So we, as A&Rs, you know, that's just a thing. Yeah, and like speaking of which, actually Alex Peach and Eugene Becker are two of those who are on a regular basis sending us amazing music. So we have a whole bunch of tracks. I think we have another one scheduled with them, and we just got a new track in our inbox as well, which sounds great. So we're gonna sign that one as well. So yeah, I mean, like with these guys, they have a unique sound. I really like what they're doing, and that's exactly what I meant. I mean, these guys are, I'm probably gonna push them a lot harder, because, you know, they release quality music on a regular basis with us. Same goes with Leo, of course, with Joop and Light Below, and yeah, we have a whole bunch of artists that do this. So I prefer to work with people, you know, that you grow closer, that you sort of do like a partnership, instead of just signing a whole bunch of people that just send us one track and then be on their way. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me. And I have the same thing with my own tracks. So I'm not sure if I should say this on stream, but yeah, so I do, my goal for next year would be to release on other labels as well. But the main reason for that being is because I would only pick one or two other labels. So I'm not the type of person that goes label shopping and then signs like with 5 or 6 different labels. I simply don't see the point. I'm close and I'm good friends with most of the labels in melodic house, and you know, I like working with them. But yeah, I have my own label, of course, and there's just a handful of labels that I eventually want to work with, and that's something that I'm working towards. And then what I would do is then sign one track with a different label, one track with SEKORA, and keep that going, and have some sort of maybe like a licensing thing going on or something like that. So I at least, you know, keep SEKORA in the loop. But it's all for the greater good, in a sense of that if, you know, if I get a successful track on a different label, all the tracks or all that attention basically goes back to SEKORA. Actually, I saw I'm not sure if it showed on the stream. Let me check that. So it was kind of a surprise, to be fair, because I've like no one has ever donated to the stream. So that's kind of fun. That's the first. Thank you so much, Julian Swartz. I don't see you in the chat though, but and I'm not sure if you guys were actually able to see that message, because it should show the message. Yeah, it should. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think it showed on the on the stream. My bad. I probably didn't set it up correctly. But let me just read the message though. Hey UO, congratulations on another great release with Leo and Lukish. Would love to hear your thoughts on my track best wishes, Julian. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, there we go. So Julian Swartz submitted this track. Well, yeah, we do have the rule. So, whoever donates gets put first in line. So I'm going to honor that. I'm just surprised because no one's actually ever donated to the stream before. But yeah, that's cool. So next up is going to be Julian. Leo's also in the chat. Hey Leo, how's it going? I was just talking about the remix as well. And the original being at 150,000 streams already in quite a short time. And just said that I might have to put your track on hold a little bit, otherwise you're gonna hit that million streams. I'm gonna have to send you that synthesizer. Yeah, I would probably just come and bring it to you, because I do want to go visit Brazil. So I think that's probably a better option if I just bring it to you. Well, no need to say sorry, Julian. That's just the rules. I just don't think anyone has ever read them or used them. But that's just the way it is, you know. If you post a track and you donate, you get front of the queue. So, and I don't even have no idea where that donation is going. So. I don't know, but anyway, it's going to a good cause, because everything that's being collected through, whether it's with you guys buying the SEKORA t-shirts or donating to the stream or all that stuff, I'm putting all that money straight into SEKORA anyway, by advertisements or donation to good causes, all that type of stuff. But yeah, so that was basically the news about the expansion of SEKORA. That's something I want to do. Yeah, I also want to look. I'm also looking into events. So we're gonna be doing ADE events, of course, again next year. I haven't really talked to the hotel again, to the Andas, or we did our 5-day event. But if they like it, if they're happy and they want to do it again next year, we're definitely gonna be doing that again. In that case, and I'm also going to be doing a nighttime event. So yeah, that's something that is, because it's nice to have like a chill event, but an actual club event, which is like like really nice and sweaty club with some good dark club music. That's just the best. So I'm going to be looking for a nice venue for next year. So if everything goes well, then we have 5 days of chilling at Andas during the day for meetings, just catching up, etc. We're gonna be probably gonna do a remix competition again next year, and then at night, I'm thinking Wednesday or Thursday, we're just gonna do our club event and go all out in that. So yeah, that would be amazing to have you guys around. And of course, we're gonna be spreading out all those guest lists. As long as you bring the cute girls, that's a must. It must be a 1-1 ratio, just like they do it in the US. If you guys ever went to Las Vegas, that's the go-to way to get into nightclubs for free. Is if you bring a girl. If you have a 1-on-1 ratio, guy-girl ratio, then you get into any club you want for free. Doesn't matter who's playing, you can get in for free. That's like the rule of thumb if you're going to Las Vegas. Okay, we're gonna check out some music. So we have 5 more tracks. 1-to-2 ratio. All right, Mason, let's go. 3-to-1 ratio for the best parties. Well, actually, I mean, almost no part that it's very rare to have parties where there's more girls than guys. But I prefer having like a 1-on-1 ratio, and it's not per se for people hooking up, but it's more that I don't know. It just has something. If you have a combination of guys and girls, I feel like the mood and the energy is just much better that way. Bottles, of course. Of course, lots of bottles. Really good. I'm not sure about this part though, because it feels like I feel like I think you can probably go into the breakdown from here, because this feels like a bridge, and it's not a very usual place to put a bridge in a track. Usually comes around, after the first drop. This is like definitely a part that I can imagine myself hearing around here. Yeah, I think you can probably cut this like 15 seconds here. Use it for later. The melodic structure. It's really nice. Nice melodies, nice harmonics. But I feel like this is a bit empty still. So there needs to be something going on. Like the background effects, good stuff. Yeah, so this is where it suits. Before we go into the next part, I think this here could benefit some more with, it doesn't have to be like full of ear candy, but some more movement, like something more going on that wants to make, like, where you're sort of more inclined to keep listening to the music. Because right now it's a bit empty and it's just more like, okay, where's this going? So it's, I don't know, it doesn't really excite you to keep listening. And I think that with that feeling, with that being said, you can probably figure out how to improve it. Give it a bit of a rest and then, listen to it again. And yeah, like the effects, the ear candy background effects that you use in the drop are good. Like really the type of stuff I like. What I do notice though, when I really like zone into the details, is that all the effects, even though they're very stereoized, a lot of them, they start in the center. So instead of having those like dripple effects and then going from center to the sides, you can maybe start it off already a little bit off center, or like a little bit off center. And the same with, there's like this one sound that goes from left to right, but it feels like it's not panned enough, so it sounds like it's just hovering around the center a lot. And I think with those type of sounds, maybe like going into the details a little bit more, and really getting that sweet spot can just make it next level nice, I guess. sure about only one break. I mean, you can still use 2 breaks, but make them a bit different from each other. Like if you have the exact same break, I don't know. It's a good track. I like it. I do have to say though, it definitely needs some more work. But yeah, all like the foundations and all the basics are there. So I think yeah, if you keep working on it, and then if you manage to take it to the next level, definitely send it in as a demo, man. I would consider it. So guess we'll see, man. Even more tips. What's this, like special day? I see like there's a lot more viewers than usual. What's going on? Am I being pushed here, or what's happening? I've been doing this for, what is it, like a year now, and no one has ever tipped or donated, and now all of a sudden we get 2 donations in one stream. Damn, that's crazy. Well, thanks a lot for sending it in, Julian. I really like the track. Next up, we have Pink Witch, and he says, "Thank you for the feedback." Well, I'm giving you the feedback, but I'm not sure yet if you need to thank me for it, though, because I might just be completely brutal, destroy all your hopes and dreams. Breaks from Pinker breaks. Well, I like the fact that you're trying something else, work outside your comfort zone a bit as a producer. Pluck sound there. Really? You're beatboxing on this? I had no idea. I didn't even notice. Walking on leaves? Man, that's sick. I cannot even hear it though. Yeah, I like that. I tend to do that as well. Just create random stuff. That's really nice. Like creating your own Foley. I mean, some people, they would think you're like, oh man, that's like too much effort. But I would definitely recommend doing it yourself. Like I have like a pocket recorder. find it. Yeah, well, I used to have a pocket recorder. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah, I do that as well. Like I would just stand somewhere, and actually have a couple of cool sounds as well. When I don't have my pocket recorder, I just use stuff like this. I mean, it needs to be cleaned up, of course. Yeah, stuff like this. Yeah, I have like a whole library of these type of sounds. But yeah, the thing is, like, if you record your own follies, it makes it more personal as well. So that's definitely a good one for everyone wanting to get some stuff out there in their tracks. Something catchy about that lead for sure. When it comes to the drums though, I'm not sure if I can give an opinion about it because it's not really my expertise, this type of music. But I feel like it's different from what I usually hear in breakbeat. So there might be some work needed there, but again, it's not my expertise. So I can only give my opinion. Because what I think is that maybe your kick is too long. For some reason, I tend to hear, if I do listen to breakbeat tracks, the kicks are very short. So punchy but short, and I feel like this kick is quite long. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to try shortening your kick a little. See how that sounds. I think it's I'm not sure if it's your first time making something like this, but like I said, I mean, it's not something I would sign, but that doesn't really matter. But I like that you're trying something else, that you're trying a different genre, because the things that you learn by making some other genre, you can take back to your more regular projects. And I think it sounds nice. It has some good sounds to it. Probably the drums need some work, but again, I'm not an expert on that, so it's just an opinion. It sounds good, but I think because I feel like, especially with breakbeat, your mixing needs to be like really on point, and it's just completely different from house in a lot of ways. So yeah, it expands your horizon as an artist, but also yeah, as a like a engineer for the mixing purposes, etc. I'm gonna have to rush through these demos a bit more. We have 3 more to go because I don't really want to go too much over time. So all right, Daniel with Cold Nights. But yeah, Pink Witch, nice job, man. Thanks for sending it in. And of course, looking forward to all your remixes of Fight For Us by Leo Loretti. Send them through. And of course, you need to, like, if you want to officially participate in the remix competition, you're gonna have to send it in on Label Radar. But you can also send it on the Discord into the remix competition. So Eggplan's already sent his. Yeah, you can drop them here just to share with the community, you know. Alright, I'm liking this so far. Hey Evan, how's it going? Is Daniel on the? Is he on the chat as well on the stream? I like this. It's properly mixed. You know, you can definitely tell he has some experience. So that's good. About this drop though, in my opinion, it just comes a bit. That's just preference. It comes a bit out of nowhere. I feel like. I mean, this part, it sounds like it's on point, right? But it feels in contrast to what's coming before that. For some reason, with me, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. It feels a bit too busy already for the build up. So it's not like a crazy build up. It's like pretty chill. So I'm guessing there's gonna be some minimal drop coming in. But instead, it's already, you know, pretty hyped and quite busy. So I would expect something a bit more minimal and then build towards what's going on right now. So build a bit more in the drop. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would do a bit more minimal here, and then so everything that's going on here, like all the stabs, the chords, the melodies on top, everything, I would slowly build up towards that. So everything that's playing here would be introduced around here, and everything, it would be fully playing here. And this would just have, you know, kick, groove, bass line. You know, I think that would work. Maybe automated, filtered out. Yeah, that's also a good one. I can definitely see someone playing this on Ibiza or something, you know? Definitely has that vibe to it. So here in this case, around here, it makes more sense. So now it feels a bit more right because we're sort of introduced to what's happening, or introduced to all the sounds that are coming up. So yeah, here it makes sense to go all out. You might be able to build it up a little bit more to build some extra tension in there as well. But yeah, if you want to keep it minimal, it also works. That's really preference. Yeah, I think you get the gist. So my only feedback would be around this part here. It could also be to have like some of the drums also continuing throughout this little break here and then really going. So then you make this sort of your intro, this entire thing, and it really turns into a groover, you know, where here you keep those rhythmic drum elements playing, you take away the kick, you build some more tension, then go into that minimal drop we talked about, then start building, you know, to everything that's playing around here. Then you go into your breakdown, you make your breakdown a little bit bigger, add some extra interesting sounds, you know, to fill it out a little bit more, to make it a bit more memorable. Build some more tension around this part, and then you go into it again. I think that could definitely work. Maybe some white noise and cowbells, who knows? Could be a festival anthem, you know. That's like the secret sauce, the festival bangers, is cowbells and white noise. But it's a good tune, man. Everything is already pretty good. I just think it needs that, you know, last 10% maybe to take it to the next level. All right, cool. We're gonna go into the next one. I'm gonna take this way here. So. All right. The next one is Vertefeuille. I always butcher your name, dude. I'm sorry. I sucked at French in high school, and I still do. All I can is like bonjour. That's it. It doesn't get me far, but you know, it's something. Hey, but what's going on here, man? Are you setting trees on fire? It's not cool. Trying to send a message? Because we love trees, man. We don't set them on fire. I really like the vibe is good, and like everything about the song, just, you know, it's pretty good. It's all right, but for some reason it feels like something is missing, and I can't really say what it is. It's hard to explain it. It feels a bit static at some points. So maybe switching, like playing around with the timing of the melody or the timing of the chords, because I feel like everything is like dun dun dun. It's very static and repetitive, and that's, I don't know. Because the thing is, usually with your tracks, I'm gonna pause it for a second. Usually with your tracks, they're very unpredictable. And with this one, it feels like you went all the way to the other side of the pendulum. You swung too far the other side, where it's like too predictable now. So whereas before you had some tracks that I really, really liked, by the way, that were a bit too chaotic, and all you needed to do there is like pull it back a little bit and structure it and like polish it up, and you would have a finished track that would be like very very interesting. Whereas with this one, it feels like you're playing it safe. So I really liked when you had those like weird random chords and pianos going on in your previous tracks, and you don't have it anymore. So I don't know, it's a good track, it's a solid track, but yeah, it's not the best I've heard so far. So it's like a nice in-between track, I'd say, but it just doesn't really stick with me as much. The stuff you previously made. Even though this one is like, when it comes to mixdown, it's on point. There's not much I can say feedback-wise. I don't know, it's just something is just missing. I can't really say what it is. It's like the worst feedback ever, I know, but still. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good track, but yeah, I think I've said most of it already. I feel like give it a rest. Come back to it in a couple days, listen to it again, maybe. Tweak it a bit. Is that sarcastic, Daniel? Because I feel like this is like I just gave him like the worst feedback I could give, because I don't really have much feedback for the track. It's more like a feeling type of thing, it's hard to explain, but yeah, it sounds good. I do notice that you're getting towards that level of production quality that I've been really wanting to get from you from the start. Like I said, some of the demos that you've sent us have been the most like refreshing and unique demos I've heard in a long time, but the tracks itself, they weren't completely finished yet, and I have a feeling that that's the point where you're getting closer to that point where the tracks are finished and polished up. So just keep grinding it out with these type of tracks, like and dive a bit more into the mixing process and making like getting that pro sound that we need eventually. And I think if you learn that skill and then start to go back into your older projects and apply everything that you've learned by making the newer tracks, then I think there's a lot of demos that we were initially interested in, and you can now finally take them to that level where they're ready for release. And so you already have all the creative parts, all the old tracks you have laying around, so that's already good to go. But yeah, they just need to have that, that next step basically. But as soon as you learn that by making more and more music, so through tracks like this, whether you're ever going to release this or not, I think the value is by learning how to make everything sound good, which takes time and experience. And then, applying that to your older projects that we initially were very interested in. That might be the step that you needed to eventually get your track signed. So yeah, I would just keep on going and make a bunch more tracks until you get to that sound that you're very satisfied with how it sounds and how it compares to other tracks that are out there. And then you go into your old projects and start polishing them up, and you'll start to notice instantly stuff that you've done before that you didn't know about. Now you start correcting yourself, and your tracks start to sound more professional even, and that it will probably get them to the level that we sort of needed them to be to sign them to the label. So as soon as you do that, I probably give you maybe 3 to 6 months to get there, and then I have a feeling that we're probably going to release something of you next year, and I'm really looking forward to that. All right, let me go into the next one. Rebel Asleep, gonna be the last one. Did I miss someone? No, right? No. Okay, there we go. Hearing some nice deep sounds coming in. Going to be the last track of the day. That's perfect timing because we're almost at 2 hours and I really need to go to the bathroom. Just throwing it out there. All about honesty, you know. Getting the crowd warmed up at NCG. Alright, so what's that? Inform me guys, what's going on? New City Gas. So I'm guessing you're playing there? Sick. New City Gas Montreal. That's also, I'm guessing that's why the French name is wrong. Is this it? Thinking it is, no? Is this the one? Looks pretty sick. It's a big accomplishment, man. Congrats. I don't think it's done. Is it? No. Really nice track, man. Yeah, nothing much to add. I think the bass line, but that's just preference. I think it might sound nicer if you lower the sustain a little bit on that sound, so it opens up, like you have that brass sound type of bass line, but then the sustain is like the cutoff sustain is just a little bit lower. So, but that's just how I like it. But that's just preference. I mean, you don't have to do that, obviously. That's just how I like it. But yeah, it's a good track, 100%. There's nothing much I can add to this track, though. I mean, let me. I feel like it just there is room for a vocal though. But yeah, like throughout the entirety, there was not a single part where I felt like I wanted to skip through it. So, and that's usually a good sign. So that keeps you sort of interested as a listener. And even though I was like reading comments and, you know, talking, etc. But yeah, I think the mixdown is good. You know, it's a solid track. So if there was something that stood out where I felt like I needed to give feedback on or needed to comment on, I would have told you. But yeah, it's just it's a solid track. So I think polish it up and see if you can play it at the gig, at the show, and then definitely film the reactions. I do think that there, especially around here, there is room for a vocal, even if it's just ad libs or something small, but there is room for it. I think it would take your song to the next level, but that's just optional. It is already pretty good as it is. So yeah, nice tune. That's going to be the last track of today. So I'm not sure if some of you dudes are going to be hanging out in the lounge. Usually is. When Evan joins the chat, he brings the party to the lounge. So I might join as well, like really shortly for a couple minutes, but I'll just join on my AirPods as I go and make some tea or whatever. So yeah, feel free to join the lounge. I'm gonna close the stream. Thanks to everyone for lounge time indeed. Yes, there we go. Thanks everyone for watching, and also special thanks to Julian and Pinkowicz for donating. That was actually a really big surprise. You got me there. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked it already as well, we have SEKORA merch. I forgot to actually put it on the website. I'll edit that this week, so I'll make like a shop button here. But you can go to is it SEKORA? There you go, sekoramusic.shopify.com. So we got the t-shirt. I believe Pinkowicz has already got one. Also Eggplant, they got one as well. I think we sold 4 t-shirts so far. I forgot who the other 2 were. Maybe Mixwarp, was it? Not sure. What was the first one? I think the first one was Eggplant, no? Robert, yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, this till the end of the month, so that's my like Black Friday special, everyone. You can use the code I love SEKORA, and yeah, you get a 20% discount. So, and it ships everywhere. If your well, it should ship everywhere. If your country is, if you're living in a special country and it's not in the list, just send us a message or an email, and then we'll probably get it added for shipment. But yeah, everything is sort of automated on this website. I still need to add it to the actual SEKORA Music website. But yeah, it works so far, and I still believe that the discount code also works. Let me check that actually. Discount code I love SEKORA. Who doesn't love SEKORA? Bam! 20% discount. Amazing. Okay, well, I don't have anything else to sell you really. And I'm not even really trying to sell it because I'm basically making no money on this for $20 or 20 euros. But yeah, it's just about, you know, making the shirts available for everyone. Previously, I could only give you one if you actually came to the events. Yeah, let me drop you the link. I'll drop it in the... Wait, what? No, it's not on the website. So I'm gonna be adding it to the website after the stream. No, I know. It's not on the website yet, guys. I'm gonna add it here, but I need to go into the back end of the website before I can add it. And that's not something I can do on stream because it's just boring stuff. But yeah, there you got the link now. I'll add it to the website. But what I meant was there's a way to sort of embed the shop into the website. So you actually get a page on the website where it shows like pictures of the t-shirt. And then you can buy it on the site itself instead of having to go to another site. Because this one, like the SEKORA store, is actually it's hosted on Shopify. But yeah, I'll just add a link to it now, and then once I have time for it, I'll sort of create a page within the website. But it works as it is, and yeah, until the end of the month. So that's like another week. The discount I Love SEKORA gets you 20% off for all you diehard SEKORians out there, tree huggers, except for the ones that are setting trees on fire. Who was that? Vertfoy with the burning tree picture. Okay, anyway, guys, I'll see you in the lounge. We chat further there if you want. I'll stay for another like 15 minutes or so. SEKORians. Yeah, we'll stick to that. All right, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. Most likely, maybe next week we're gonna make it a production stream. Actually, I've been wanting to do that for a long time, where I just go and make a track from scratch. Yeah, if that's something that you like, let me know. We'll chat further in the lounge. And if I don't hear from you there, then I'll just catch you next week. All right.